Hello again, our dear viewers. Today we are delighted to welcome Dr. Reem Alawadhi, Assistant Professor at the Department of Earth and Environmental Sciences. Dr. Alawadhi is an expert in environmental sustainability and earth sciences with a passion for promoting awareness about the importance of protecting our planet as we mark the Global Greening Week. We'll be talking with her about the latest environmental initiatives, the importance of sustainability in our daily lives, and how small actions can make a big difference for our planet. So please welcome with me Dr. Reem Alawadhi. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, our pleasure. And now we are like in the heart of the Green Week.
Yes, yes.
A lot of people maybe like they have different idea about Green Week, maybe like regarding sustainability, recycling. I know there's more to it.
Yes.
So could you please explain to us what is Green Week about?
Yes, the Green Week initiative, it's a global movement, so it's celebrated across the world, worldwide. Yes. And it focuses on environmental and green initiatives on the individual level as well as the bigger level, whether it's universities, NGOs, companies. So we all take part in this amazing week where we all participate in creating positive environmental changes. So we focus on small initiatives. It could range from planting trees with kids up to large-scale initiatives that require policy changes and so on. So it's celebrated across the world, and we usually focus on education during this week. But there are many different forms of participation.
That's really lovely.
Yes.
And I know like a lot of people when they are watching, they would like to know also like how they can contribute and like their life examples that you have at the school. Yes. In providing, and not only like on paper, but also like on hands-on. Yes. Experience.
Yes, so in schools we focus in two scales. So we focus on education, the educational level.
The research part.
Yes, and the initiative part, so actually doing the work with your hands. So these initiatives can range from beach cleanups, waste management initiatives like taking the kids up to the beach to teach them about recycling, teach them about single plastic use, teaching kids about native species to the environment, specifically native plants that grow in Kuwait. So actually teaching them about their local environment, not just the environment as a whole. It's very important to establish this connection.
That's
so
really
what
lovely.
grows locally is very important. So even talking about the biology of different plants or species around them. So it's very, very important. And we actually have kids, maybe you have kids your own or the viewers have their kids, so they're probably going to notice the schools asking them to bring up seeds or bring up some small plants that they could plant in their school. And that's very essential, because when children plant it with their own hand and they're watching the tree or the plant grow throughout the semester, they're going to see, wow, oh, this is actually growing. I'm taking care of it. I'm giving it water. So it's teaching them, a lot of kids, they don't know where their food comes from. So they would say, oh, this comes from the supermarket. The supermarket. Yeah, but actually when they watch it grow, they would appreciate it more.
So they will have like a full scope of how things are growing,
how things to take care of them. And that's very important for establishing environmental values and ethics.
Of course.
So, and that puts you already on the head start. So you're going to have a generation that values their environment, that protects their environment. And also we talk about water as well. So water scarcity, we live in the desert. So absolutely talking about how rare water is very important for kids. I know it's very subsidized in Kuwait and it's available, you open the tap water and it's there. But again, a lot of kids don't know where the water comes from. Well, you can go and, during the beach cleanups, we talk about the seawater. Can you drink the seawater?
No,
they say
why
no.
not? And then you start like lecturing them.
And then you start having these conversations. These conversations spark the why in them.
Make them like more enlightened.
Yeah, they would ask why, and the why leads to another question. and that gives them a whole idea about, you know,
it's
the
like
Earth
connecting
system.
the dots, like instead of being on the table, the regular traditional way that people doing it, you know.
Yes.
Now they are going hands-on experience. They learn like how also to be responsible.
Absolutely.
And the more they become responsible, the more they have chance to take care of it and preserve it.
Yes, and on the university level, of course, we have our advanced courses in environmental science and in sustainability science, and that is a whole nother level of advancing environmental education.
That's really lovely. It's one way of encouraging awareness among like the students, this age group. And what else, like the institution that you are working on, help also in promoting awareness to a larger scale of age group?
Yes, so for university level, we focus on two things. We focus on developing, constantly developing our courses. So we have now developed courses that incorporate remote sensing, using AI in green initiatives, incorporating AI within our classes, and that sort of give the students, this generation, tools for the future. And as well as enabling them to establish their own green clubs, their own green environmental initiatives, to make them be prepared to be leaders for the green movement in the future.
That's really lovely. And how do you see the impact of these activities on the student themselves?
Oh, very much, very useful. So they're developing very good green skills, leadership skills, also teamwork. Another thing that is very important is connecting these green networks. So when students work together, they're already creating their green networking.
And who knows, maybe they can come
and they
up with
connect
projects
together, and you know, you see the people who are interested in water working with the people who are interested in soil. You see people who are interested in waste management working with people who are interested in air quality.
Very nice.
Because that's the nature of environmental issues. They're all connected. So they get a broader view of how things work in the real world, and they get these leadership skills developed with their, you know, environmental clubs and initiatives.
That sounds really very promising for a generation well equipped.
Yes.
They are leaders, they can work with each other, understanding different personalities. And the beautiful thing that I loved here is they are bringing different interdisciplinary to the problem. So it's like problem solving.
You said it.
Instead of like one view, we have like different multiple views.
Yes,
I
that's
love that.
the beauty of environmental science. You have the social science aspect of it, and as well as the natural and physical sciences. So you combine the the best of two worlds together. So it's a very dynamic major. It brings people together, and ultimately you're protecting the environment. So it's a plus all the way.
That's really lovely. And as you know, like in the future, you know, we hope to see like a bright future.
Yes.
But that comes with small steps that people can take today in order to reach that vision.
Yes.
So for everyone are watching us right now, whether students, parents, anyone, and they want to participate in a Green Week, what are some steps that they take on daily basis to make their day more greener?
That's a really good question. So we have a saying in the environmental, as environmentalists, we say, think globally, act locally. So if you think about the broader environmental problems, but sometimes you feel helpless that you can't change anything. The whole thing, You start with yourself. So you start on the nuclear level. Start with yourself. Little things, you know. Instead of we're here, you know, you have cups, not plastic bottles. So that's a positive change right there, right?
Exactly.
So if you use, you know, we can ditch the single-use plastics, use reusable water bottles. That's a huge impact when it comes to waste management in Kuwait. Also reducing our food waste. The largest waste in Kuwait that takes up our landfill is unfortunately food waste.
Food waste.
So starting with reducing our consumption or being mindful, especially when we go out in restaurants, we shouldn't be over-ordering food. We should, even when we over-order, we can, you know, take your food and pack it and take it to go.
Exactly.
All these simple steps, you know, all these small things, turning off the lights when you leave, you know, being mindful when you are brushing your teeth or switching to renewable energy or automatic light fixtures. All of these small changes build up and actually make a difference.
That's really lovely.
Especially in terms of electricity consumption.
Very practical, like easy to do. You can practice today, you know, these steps. It doesn't take like a large amount of time. Very simple, but a greater effect. And there's something that you mentioned regarding the food waste. It also relates to our Islamic teachings that the Prophet said, having like thirds for your stomach, thirds for your breath, so you can balance. And you can see like how also like our religion itself like encouraging sustainability for the longer longevity.
Yes,
and
we have beautiful teachings in our religion that actually already establishes what we are teaching in we call it environmental stewardship. So we already have that built in our religion. Yeah.
Very nice. And I know like sometimes we, beside like awareness, raising awareness, there's still like some challenges.
Yeah.
So what are some challenges that you see could, you know, like harden the process before, instead of like becoming accelerated in the future?
Yes, I think one of the important challenges that we face is sometimes applying or having a stricter law, and applying the laws that we have can be a bit challenging, because in Kuwait we have people from different backgrounds. They speak different languages, they come from different cultural backgrounds, so not a lot of people are aware of the environmental law that we have. So maybe establishing awareness campaigns that are inclusive to different languages, having the environmental awareness campaign translate these messages for a broader audience in Kuwait, that would have a huge impact. And sometimes also creating these events where you have green events and having more people join from different backgrounds, where actually people can talk and have a conversation and break these barriers between different groups in Kuwait. That would create a lot of amazing change on the ground. I've seen it with my students when we go out and meet other different peoples, different groups, whether professional groups, social groups, NGOs, and you see people talking and you say, oh, there's a spark here, they're going to do something soon, and it's very inspiring. Very inspiring for the current and future generation.
It is very inspiring. Actually, like, talking about it, you know, making me so enthusiastic to participate in this kind of initiatives. So all thanks to your efforts for the students and raising awareness and making like being a good advocate for Green Week and sustainability.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you so much, Dr. Reem Alawadhi, Assistant Professor, Earth and Environmental Science Department at the Kuwait University. And now, dear viewers, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to be back.